Hi, my name is Gwen. Welcome to your practice. This is my son, Jalen. And for all of you that have a little bit of a fear of coming to a yoga class, this is your lucky day. I think it's Jalen's first time in a yoga class. And today we're going to start with legs up the wall, even for breathing practice. So go ahead and get yourself situated close to a wall. And if you don't have a clear wall, you can bring your legs and your calves up on your couch or a chair. And you can do this whole series like that. So you'll want to start in fetal position. So Jalen, if you come to the wall, fetal position on any side that you like is like this. So you'll lay, and just bring the blanket over here and we'll situate it after. And so you'll come like that. And I'll sit. Yeah. And your tush can come a little bit closer to the wall. So scooch a little closer to me. Just a little bit closer to me. Yeah. Nice. And then lay yourself down. Your head down, your whole side down. And then walk your feet up the wall. Just like you're walking up. Yeah. And then once you get your feet up the wall, I want you to feel if this is comfortable. And you may have to bring your tush closer to the wall. You might want to inchworm and settle in. So moving around isn't fidgeting. It's called settling in yoga. So allow yourself to settle in. I want you to feel into the back of your legs. Make sure that they're happy. Because we're going to be saying a big hello to the whole back body today. And a huge hello to the hips in this back series. So let yourself rest. Bring your palms onto the rib cage and let your elbows just surrender down. Let those beautiful eyes close and feel what it's like to close your eyes. And notice what it's like to breathe here. Can you feel in through the hands and the palms into your belly? Notice if there's a rise and a fall. And just come into that rise and fall just a little bit here. Before we start controlling anything, we're going to come into 2 cleansing breaths. So on your next inhale, pull that inhale all the way up. Just like a wave coming up. A light little pause at the crest of the wave, and then exhale through the mouth, just with an audible sigh, like a and then again on your natural inhale, you'll pull that inhale all the way up, 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 up. A light pause. Exhale through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels good for you. Let it feel delicious. And then from here, you're going to bring your palms at the bottom of the rib cage, fingers in the direction of each other. And just rest the elbows. And on the inhale, you'll feel the rib cage splay outward. And on the exhale, feel the rib cage lengthen down towards the hips. Inhale, let splay. Exhale, lengthen, lengthen down towards the hips. So keep with this now. You'll inhale, you'll feel the rib cage splay out towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you can even bring your hands into it and direct that rib cage downward towards the hips. And then once you feel that your rib cage has this, you can relax the hands and let your awareness do the work. As you exhale, feel that rib cage lengthen, lengthen, lengthen down towards the hips. Inhale, feel and notice what your belly is doing. Exhale, lengthen. This breath will reflex all of that beautiful oxygen right into the back, dark, dark corners of the lungs. So notice if your back body is any movement. Are there any dull aches as you breathe like this? That's a sign of success. So waking up those dark corners of the lungs here. Inhale, let it splay. Exhale, lengthen down towards the hips. 2 more. Nice and easy. Create that space. Lengthen that rib cage to where it truly belongs, wrapping those vital organs and protecting them. Last one. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then relax that effort and notice how you feel. Allow the body to rest here a little bit, the belly to rest. And notice how you feel. Nice. And then give your toes a little wriggle. We're going to start on the right side. So have the hands ready and let the right heel just drag down the wall. Have the hands ready to capture that knee. So you'll drag that right heel down, down, down until you feel the full foot on the wall. The hand will come into the thigh, into the knee, and it'll give it a little press into the wall, into the chair, wherever you are. You're going to lightly allow it to swing outward like a hinge. Not to the point of big sensation, and then all the way back to the center. Go nice and slow, bit by bit. Let it swing outward at your own comfortable pace. And then notice how well it swings back. Is there any creaking, any bumping like going over a bumpy road? Is there any discomfort anywhere along that line? Or is this easy for you? So 2 or 3 times is plenty. Just a little bit of movement to say hello to that synovial fluid. We're going to make it a little thinner here as we move. So let's come into a little somatics. So we're going to wake up this area through a little muscular effort. Bring the hand on the outer edge of the knee or the outer edge of the leg towards the hip, whatever's comfy, anywhere in there. You're going to press a little bit. So turn on the muscles by pressing into the hand, and the hand offers a little resistance. So the leg wins. Let it come to that range of motion that you're familiar with. So notice that as you come a little bit outward, a little more, bit by bit by bit. And then very slowly the other hand offers resistance on the other side, on the inside. Nice. And the leg wins. Once it comes back to its starting point, see how well the body can turn off the muscles and relax in this shape. Notice how well you can relax through the jaw, through the face, through the belly, through the back of the pelvis. And let's visit it again. So you give a nice little press into the hand. The hand offers a tiny bit of resistance so you can feel what muscles are engaging to create this movement. And then if you have any bumpy spots, just notice and witness that. If there's any muscle amnesia, this will help to re-educate that muscle to brain connection. And how about one more? 3 times lucky. A light little press into the hand. The hand offers a little resistance back. Beautiful. And then very softly, noticing how well and how smooth does it come back. Is it fluid like your breath? And then relax and soften. Nice. About 2 or 3 breaths here, noticing and witnessing all the muscles relax into the mat. Beautiful. On your next natural inhale, you're going to let that leg lengthen all the way up. So lengthen through the knee, that right leg, let it come nice and tall up, and flutter the foot. Just let it move. Back and forth, back and forth. Support it with your hand. So bring your hand into the leg a little bit so that it's not all on its own, so it feels a little support. Go ahead and drag this left leg behind the right. Just drag it behind. Keep it long. And then you're going to just let the right hang out. Let it just hang out on that left leg. Beautiful. You'll go ahead and bend that left knee so it comes in and sucks right into the back of that knee. Thereabouts. Nice. And then notice how this feels. So go Mukhasana. I'm going to go ahead and bring this blanket just a little bit closer to Jalen's shoulders, just in case he has a little bit going on in his spine. It might be really pulling. So if your chin starts to hike up towards the ceiling, go ahead and bring your pillow a little thicker so the chin starts to come a little closer to the chest. We're going to come into that a little more by rocking the head from side to side in this pose. So go ahead and start to rock your head a little bit from right to left, like you're creating a little indent in the sand. So you don't want to go to your full range of motion. So very small micro movement. Breathe and feel and notice all that sensation. Yes, the targeted area is the hips, but intimately related is all the muscles up and down the spine. So here we go, saying hello to them. Once you have the gist of the movement, just close your eyes and notice how you feel. The hands can be resting on the belly. Some of you might want to interlace them and put them on the knee closest to you. And some of you might want to gather up the legs and interlace them right behind. Wherever you are, just a light little movement of the back of the head. See if you can relax and soften a little more through the legs, through the hips, as they sink down into the socket, creating a little bit of pressure, mindful pressure. Nice. Come into stillness, notice the quality of your body here, and take a breath. And then very softly go ahead and lengthen through your left leg. Let it come nice and tall. So let that knee straighten and it'll start to drag back to where it started. Beautiful. The right one can just hang out. Let it hang out on the left. And now we're going to come into what's called supine pigeon pose. So like this figure four. The ankle can be resting on the shin above the knee, or some of you will be able to bring it below the knee. So feel where you're at with these hips. You'll feel the targeted area in the piriformis muscle on the side of the tush, right side. But see if you can relax everywhere else. So if you can twirl your right foot, you're in the right spot. You want bone on bone. So we're careful not to rest the joint so the foot isn't coming in the direction of you. Nice. And then start to twirl that foot just a little bit, maybe a flutter back and forth. Any kind of movement that feels good to you. Some of you can keep this left leg straight, or you can bend the knee a little bit. So notice what that's like. And then when you'd like to come into stillness, please do. And maybe a little rock to the head if the chin has started to hike up again a little bit. This will bring a little bit different mindful tension into the spine, which will start to pull and lengthen all of the muscles and layer upon layer of ligaments that live there. Nice. Let yourself relax through the jaw the shoulders, the back of the pelvis. Feel the belly rise and fall here. One more breath. And then you're going to, on your next natural inhale, use it like a yawn, lengthen through this right leg, and go ahead and grab a hold of the knee or wherever you comfortably can. So inhale, lengthen through this right leg. Let it come nice and long. Point and flex like a yawn. And let it rest on the wall. Take the arms up and cup the hands like you're gathering water and you don't want to spill any. A little cup, and then feel the wrists. Can they move back and forth? And then go ahead and let that leg come close to you. And so right leg comes a little bit closer, and then you pat, pat, pat wherever you comfortably can. Sending any inflammation down. This is a heart helper. Toxins to the surface and out. Make sure you get the patella, the top of the knee, the sides, the back of the knee. Inflammation tends to love our joints, likes to hang out there. And then a little bit of rain. The brain meridians live on the fingertips, so let them just touch. Just a light little tap, tap, tap behind the knee, the sides, the top, and down. Let it rest. Wriggle the toes. And notice what it's like between the right and the left heel all the way down to the knee. That line all the way down to both sides of the pelvis. And then go ahead and have the hands ready for the left leg to come down into the hands. And so one side will definitely be different than the other, so explore that. And when you're ready, you're gently, softly going to let it come outward. Notice how well it moves on this side. Or maybe there's like a skip record. There's a piece missing. Or is it fluid-like, or there's these bump, 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 bumps. That's a sure sign that there might be some muscle amnesia for overuse, underuse, maybe something of an accident or a crisis has happened. Simply missing a step. So notice what you notice here. Is it smooth? One more time. Fluidly moving back. And then you can pause there. We'll come into a little somatics. So the somatic exploration. Let's travel through this hip, leg. So go ahead and bring the hand on the outer edge wherever it's comfortable. And then give a light little press into the hand. Hand offers resistance. Eyes can close. So you never have to move at the same rate as what I'm suggesting. Maybe you only do one. And you do it so slow. Or maybe you do about 4 or 5 in the same time that I'm doing 3. Whatever it is, feel your way through. The hand can offer resistance on the way back for 1, maybe 2, or maybe you want to explore only one hand. Feel the muscles turn on. All the groups of muscles that come in as you come out, and a little different set as you come in. And then see if you can relax and soften. And then one more. And when you get back to the start, let yourself rest. You'll go ahead and lengthen through this left leg so it can reach and stretch up as well as it comfortably can with a little paddle of the toes. And then go ahead and drag the right foot over behind it. And then allow the left leg just to hang out as you bend that right knee. And so it feels like you're kind of sitting in a chair. Again, interlace either on top, maybe behind that one that's closest to you, or behind the whole bundle if it feels good. I'm going to rest with my hands on my belly, so I'll represent that. And feel and notice the both sides of the pelvis. Are they anchored down? And then breathe into the shape that you're now in and allow the back of the head to rock just slightly. You're making that little nest in the sand. You're just feeling the edges of the skull where it rounds. So that occipital lobe, this is a line. So we're drawing a line now from right to left. Notice how that feels in the center of your brain. Unraveling. Breathe into that. Feel if the chin's coming a little closer to the heart center, a little by little. And then come into stillness when you can. Take a deep breath. And a light little heel toe or a drag of the right foot over to your starting point. That left leg will just hang out. And here now you can use the arms below the knee, above the ankle, and just drag it. So on the little bit on the under efforted side, either below or above. So find where it's right for you today. It might be a different place next time. So feel a little bit of something, but not too much, in that left hip. And start to twirl the foot to see if we have the right connection. Is bone on bone. And then notice what it's like to move the foot like this. And where do you feel it in the hip? Do you feel it more in the knee? Where's your ankle a little bit difficult going around? Maybe it's the arch of the foot. Just notice what you notice, a little bit of movement. And then come into a micro movement, so spiral in if you're circling. And then complete stillness. A light little rock of the back of the head. The hands can support the leg, so you can build a wedge if you'd like. Left upper arm comes into the mat, elbow to shoulder. Hand comes into the thigh. And just let the leg fall into that hand. And see if you can come into a relaxed place in this shape. Relax through the jaw, the shoulders. Feel that relaxation response drift down to the back of the pelvis. And notice how you feel. And then go ahead and grab a hold of the knee that's closest to you. Like a vice grip, you'll feel that heat coming from the palms. Flex the foot, and the heel will come up, up, up towards the ceiling as you lengthen out, a little point and flex. Feel the heat from your palms coming into your knee. And then you'll rest the heel down on the wall. The arms will come up, cup the hands, a little forward and back, forward and back. And then again, wherever you can comfortably pat, pat, pat that left leg. So notice how it feels as you pat, pat, pat. Sending all of that stagnation downward, behind the knee, the sides, the top, below, and then the fingertips, coming into the brain meridians, behind the knee, the sides. Let the heel rest, toes wriggle, and notice how you feel. Nice. From here, coming into a light little twist. And make sure that it's light. With the tush close to the wall, it might be rather heavy for your lower spine. So we'll just observe. So go ahead and bend the knees. We're going to come over to your right side first. So walk the feet over until that right leg is resting on the floor. And then the left leg is resting directly on top of that leg. Beautiful. Nice. And if it feels good to have your head propped, you can leave it. We're going to stretch up through the arm that's opposite of the knees. So in this case, it's the left arm. You're going to reach up like a yawn above the crown. Just a light little yawn. And it can be anywhere above the crown. And then you'll just let it splay. You just let it drape down. Nice. With the eyes closed, maybe this hand on the legs like Jalen has to ground you down. Then come into the breath. As you inhale, you'll feel that length coming through the side body. And as you exhale, sit bones lengthen towards the wall. You'll inhale all the way up, 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 up. And all the way down, exhale. Feel that length. See if you can relax a little bit in this pose. And we're going to bring a little bit of somatics into it through that right shoulder or left shoulder. So go ahead and take this left arm and drag that arm below the shoulder, right about here. Nice. So notice how that arm and shoulder can move. Beautiful. And then just place it downward. Nice. And observe that left shoulder on the floor. Nice. So I'm going to place my hand underneath Jalen's hand, or shoulder. On an inhale, this shoulder is going to feel like it's moving up. So you can move that shoulder up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, that shoulder is going to come down, pressing into my hand. And you might feel the shoulder blade coming into the spine. And then relax that effort. Nice. And then again at your own comfortable pace. Beautiful. And then bring it down with a light little press and feel the shoulder blade come into the spine a little bit. And then soften. Notice how well you can do so. And one more at your own comfortable pace. Just notice how you feel. The head can roll with it. The neck can move. And notice how that feels on you. Beautiful. And then if you feel complete, one more breath here. And we'll move over to the other side. Very softly now you can walk the feet up, up, up and over. And then go ahead and rest one leg down and one leg on top of that leg. And know that each side you have to treat like a good friend. So if this side is really tight, you bring the tush away from the wall. Just a little bit. So adjust. And then when you're ready, like a yawn, the right arm this time will reach up above the crown. As you reach it up, feel the sit bones reach down. And then when you'd like to, you just let it drape above the crown. Unless you have an injury, of course. Then the arms can stay downward. Follow the breath. As you inhale, feel that lengthening of that side body all the way up. And as you exhale, lengthen it all the way down, sit bones lengthen towards the wall. Follow that line as you breathe. Bathe this whole side body, spine with your awareness. Inhale up and exhale, feel it lengthen, lengthen downward. And one more like that. Beautiful. And then very softly you can start to drag this arm downward below the shoulder and just feel your range as you do. Feel that range of motion, what muscles are being used around the shoulder, shoulder blade, the whole rib cage. Nice. Bring it below and then let it rest. And notice how well the shoulder rests. Ah, nice. And then we can do that again, this kinetic mirroring. So kinetic mirroring is where I help with the movement. So I can do the movement and then Jalen will take over. So I'll bring it upward towards the ceiling and then I'll bring it downward into the floor and then allow him to rest. And then he can take over when he's ready. Beautiful. Shoulder comes up and down. Nice. Feel the shoulder blade come in. Maybe the head rolls when you do so. Let it feel delicious. So nice and yummy. All of these movements have a flavor to them. And it's usually really pretty yum. If you come into that place where it feels euphoric, then pause for a moment. That's a sure sign there's a connection being made from the brain to the muscle. So you let that take place. Nice. And when you feel complete, let yourself rest here. You can close your practice with legs up the wall. It's yogi's choice. Or you can come into a nice shavasana on your mat, on your back. So whatever feels good for you. Your choice. So if you'd like to bring your feet up the wall and it feels good to rest here, Shavasana is final resting pose. So let yourself get good and comfortable. And notice how you feel here. Your doing is done. So relax through the jaw, let it slacken. Feel the breeze on the back of the throat. Let it pour into the heart center. And relax and soften. The bones float in the connective tissue now. And you bask in the benefits of your practice. Length, strength, connection. Let yourself rest here. Thank you for your practice.